It's official. Chang Wook and Hyun confirmed their real-life partners 2025. Wedding announcement. There are love stories that belong on screen. And then there are love stories that slip quietly into real life, growing in the shadows until the world suddenly realizes the truth was there all along. For years, fans of Chang Wook and Hyun clung to every glance, every interview, every behind-the-scenes clip from their legendary drama. People argued, theorized, speculated, even begged for answers. Yet both actors remained professionally distant, respectful, and silent. Until 2025. Until the announcement that broke the internet. Until the moment the world discovered what had been unfolding far away from cameras, gossip, and speculation. Hold on tight, C-Drama family. The world of your favorite celebrities is unfolding before your eyes, and every moment is more breathtaking than the last. So make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications right now, because trust me, you do not want to miss what's coming next. Chang Wook and Hyun were not simply friends. Not simply former co-stars. Not simply a fan fantasy. They were life partners. They were married. And now, for the first time ever, they were ready to speak the truth. The revelation that began with a single question had happened during a highly exclusive interview to promote Chang Wook's new film. The conversation was supposed to center around action choreography, stunt preparation, and career growth. But the interviewer took a risk. She asked him about the rumors. About the persistent whispers surrounding his relationship with Hyun. About why, despite no recent collaborations, their names kept appearing together in fan discussions. For the first time in his career, Chang Wook did not dodge the question. He paused. He inhaled deeply. And he gave an answer no one expected. It is time, he said. People deserve to hear the truth from us, not from rumors. The studio went silent. The crew froze. No one moved. What truth? What was he about to reveal? His next words changed everything. Hyun is my partner. Not just in work, not just in friendship. She is my partner in life. The room erupted, gasps, whispers, stunned faces. But Chang Wook continued, calm, steady, almost relieved. We kept it private to protect her, to protect us. But we were married last winter. And we are finally ready to share that with the world. This was not a rumor. Not a slip of the tongue. It was the official confirmation that fans had dreamed of for years. The story behind the wedding the world never saw. What stunned fans even more was how long this truth had been hidden. According to insiders, the wedding took place in a private countryside venue, surrounded only by family and a few close friends. No paparazzi. No reporters. Not a single leaked photograph. Nothing extravagant. Nothing broadcasted. Just a quiet ceremony filled with sincerity. Hyun wore a simple, elegant dress chosen by her own mother. Chang Wook wore a tailored suit gifted by his longtime stylist. The vows were handwritten, exchanged in front of a small table decorated with white flowers. One manager who attended said it was the most genuine wedding he had ever witnessed. No theatrics. No pressure. No grand spectacle. Just two people who loved each other and wanted a peaceful beginning. And then, as if protecting a precious secret, they returned to work, continuing their projects as if nothing monumental had happened. The moment Hyun finally spoke shortly after Chang Wook's interview went viral, Hyun released a statement through her agency. It was calm, honest, deeply emotional. I wanted to share this when the time felt right. For us, the right time was when we were strong enough to face the world together. I am grateful for every moment we have shared, and grateful to the fans who supported us without even knowing the full story. She confirmed the marriage. She confirmed their partnership. She confirmed that love, quiet, mature, deeply rooted love, had found its way into their lives far from the spotlight. But the most moving line came at the end. He has been my home for a long time. And now, we walk forward as one. The world reacts in a storm of emotion within minutes. Social media platforms across Asia exploded. Millions of posts flooded every corner of the internet. Fans cried. Fans celebrated. Fans revisited every clip, every interview, every behind-the-scenes moment with new eyes. Suddenly, what once looked like chemistry now looked like destiny. Clips of Chang Wook stealing glances. Clips of Hyun laughing naturally around him. Clips of the tenderness they never tried to hide. Everything made sense. The puzzle pieces aligned. This was not a manufactured moment. This was not a scripted romance. This was a love story that survived distance, careers, pressure, and silence. A love story that chose to reveal itself only when it felt safe. The announcement after the announcement, just when fans thought the surprises were over, the couple dropped one final revelation during a quiet follow-up livestream. The two appeared together, seated side by side for the first time ever in a public broadcast. No dramatic lighting. No fancy backdrop. Just a warm, intimate atmosphere. Chang Wook smiled at her with a familiarity that spoke volumes. "There is one more thing we want to share," he said gently. Hyun took a breath, her eyes shining with emotion. "We are not just married," she said. "We are building a future. A family." Fans erupted once again. The livestream cut off shortly after, but the message had already carried through the world. Chang Wook and Hyun were not just partners. They were partners in everything. In life. In love. In the future forming quietly between them. The final line that sealed their legacy. Hours later, Chang Wook's agency released one final statement from him, a single sentence that became the most shared quote of the year. "Love is strongest when it grows quietly, honestly, and with purpose. And that is the love we chose." Their story is no longer a fantasy. It is real. It is theirs. And it is only just beginning. The world believed the biggest revelation had already been made. The marriage was confirmed. The partnership was acknowledged. The livestream left millions in shock. But the truth is, the announcement was only the beginning. What no one realized was that Chang Wook and Hyun had been preparing something far more significant. Something that required time, patience, and absolute secrecy. Something that would reveal not just their union, but the journey that brought them to this point. Because hidden behind the glamorous headlines and trending hashtags was a story of two people learning to navigate a love that had begun quietly, matured courageously, and survived circumstances that would have broken most couples. And now, for the first time, that story was ready to be told. The years of silence, what really happened between them after their iconic drama ended, rumors exploded instantly. Fans saw their chemistry. They replayed behind-the-scenes moments. They called them soulmates, destined, perfect. But behind closed doors, something much more complicated was happening. Hyun received her acceptance letter to a major university. She was determined to complete her education. Not because she was unsure of acting, but because she wanted something stable beneath her feet, a foundation that could anchor her in a world that constantly demanded reinvention. Chang Wook respected her decision. Deeply. But it meant they could not move forward together at that time. He was entering the most demanding phase of his career. The offers were increasing. The expectations were suffocating. And every new project pulled him farther away from any chance at maintaining a private life. They drifted. Not emotionally. Not deliberately. But naturally, like two rivers flowing in different directions for a while before finding their way back. They stayed in touch. Short messages. A quiet holiday greeting. A supportive line before an exam or a premiere. Nothing dramatic. Nothing obvious. But everything meaningful. And then, something happened that changed everything. The reunion that reignited everything. It was 2023. A year neither of them expected to be pivotal. They ran into each other at a closed film festival dinner. No cameras. No press. Just a private industry gathering where actors could breathe without pretending. Nam Ji-hyun had completed her degree. She looked confident, settled, radiant in a new way, not as a rising actress, but as a woman who had grown into herself. Chang Wook noticed instantly. And she noticed how he looked at her. Not as a co-star. Not as a colleague. But as someone he had missed more than he allowed himself to admit. They talked for hours that night. Long after most guests left. Long after the staff began clearing the tables. Something clicked back into place, quietly, naturally, like a story that had been paused and now resumed without missing a beat. From that night forward, they began meeting again. Not publicly. Not often. But consistently. And slowly, their lives intertwined once more.